Good evening, everyone. What's going on? Let me remember to put the music on this time around. So, what's going on? It's a beautiful Friday night. It's the end of the week. Saturday and Sunday, we should chill out a little bit, watch some football, watch some sport, stay with the family, have a nice meal. And I decided to start just now, just because I got ready now. And Bitcoin is pumping. A little pump on the minute time frame, as you may see. And that's it. Let's go through this Bitcoin journey for the one that are passionate about it. I am a little bit passionate about assets in general, and I believe Bitcoin, as we speak, is the most interesting of them all. Simply because it's first of all is the most valuable by far. I don't know of any other asset that costs 94,853. I mean, dollars per coin. It's the most expensive for sure. And it's beautiful to see how it goes. It's just very entertaining. And you can make some money if you are smart and with your risk management for sure, and with your strategy. So yeah, Bitcoin is beautiful because it's extremely volatile. So in order for you, I mean in general, of course, to make money in any asset, you need a little bit of a volatility, either that either goes up so you can long or just put some spot in it, or that it goes down so you can short it. However, you need a little bit of a volatility to do a little bit of trading. Otherwise, what you do? So that's why Bitcoin is so expensive. That's why a lot of money, a lot of eyes, but not enough, are in on Bitcoin at the moment to see what happened. Look, I mean, this is going to be a long and painful recovery for Bitcoin. In the past 2 months, we lost 25% of the market cap. We lost over $1 trillion in market cap. Over $1 trillion in the past 2 months. Somebody somehow got paid for the total amount of over $1 trillion. All right, and that makes total sense. I'm not in shock. I'm not traumatized. It's absolutely normal. Bitcoin, it's valuable because there's people that buy it off of you at more expensive price, the same as gold and the same as silver. So I expect it to lose market cap. I expect it to go down. I expect it to go up. I expect it to go crazy because people with a lot of money, it would be silly not to have a go at Bitcoin, you know. But with a very low market cap, because all these people took the money out, it's not just Bitcoin, the $1 trillion. It's Bitcoin and all the other cryptos. However, is a lot of money. Is a big chunk of money, and so now we're sitting at 95,000 with people paid. For sure, somebody got paid in the past 2 months. That is a fact. And Bitcoin compared to previous, let's go monthly. This is an amazing price because this is a higher low on a monthly chart. If it holds up, nobody knows what Bitcoins will do tomorrow. Nobody knows what the stock market will do tomorrow. All right. So, but for now, as we speak, Bitcoin is on a higher low on the monthly chart. Massively oversold on the stochastic. Okay. because obviously the $1 trillion that we just mentioned reflects here. You see this super oversold Bitcoin on the monthly chart, and this is a very strong chart. I mean, this will tell you the long term of Bitcoin. So now it looks like on the monthly chart we're bouncing off the 21 moving average. We are well off the 50 moving average. So we look like we're in a safe place, if I have to be honest. And we have to see how it goes. But long term, this looks nice. Weekly. The weekly. Sideways price action. Sideways. It looks similar to this, right? Starting to look similar to this. This is going to be a long, I believe, I don't know. Look, I don't know. I hope I wake up tomorrow and Bitcoin is 300 grand. So I just retire. You know what I'm saying? But it looks like we're going to go sideways a little bit, because for sure we're going to find the resistance here on the 50 moving average, which is a strong resistance. And the 21 is crossing down on the weekly. So we have to see as soon as when we catch this, if we catch this, we go sideways, we create this nice cap and handle. We create a cap and handle. And then eventually, I don't know, if the world was perfect, we go to the moon from there. Because this is what Bitcoin has been doing. Sorry. You know, I mean, it goes sideways, it gets oversold on the weekly, and boom, sideways, oversold on the weekly. So we have to wait and see. It forms these beautiful cap and handles all the time, but we have to wait and see. Nobody knows. I mean, I'm super positive, but the thing that I wanted to place major attention on the short term is this that I mentioned the other day as well, but I repeat it today. It's that we are still too far from the 21 moving average, which is sitting at 90, a little bit over 91,000. Right. So our hope is that we go sideways a little bit still. This 21 catches up. We're seeing a beautiful cross, golden cross between the 50 and the 21. Okay. We got rejected by the 100, which is kind of predictable, to be honest. The very same way, if we get there, we will probably get rejected by the 200, because that is a massive resistance. When they are above you, they play as resistance. When they're below you, they play as support. As of now, we have two massive resistances above us that we have to go over somehow, and we need injection of liquidity for sure. But what we have to hope is we go sideways. This blue line, which is the 21, keeps going, eventually comes close and touches. The price goes up, we cross, we have a beautiful cross between the 21 and the 100, which will be awesome. That will propel us to the 200 moving average. We get rejected there and we go, because wherever we're going, even if we go into $1 million Bitcoin, okay, we're gonna have higher highs and we're gonna have higher lows. Higher highs, higher lows. That's how it works. It's not gonna be a straight line up. Okay, so up a little bit, down a little bit. Okay, and as long as it follows a pattern, we can all be super positive. But obviously we are subject to whatever the market does at any given time, right? So this thing can pump on me right now and can dump on me right now, and I will have to reevaluate everything from zero from there, because the price action, the candlestick talks about a past price action. It's not current. current, it's just the price. It's 94,000, whatever. Okay. So the moment we have an extreme change in price, we'll have to reevaluate everything, and everything is opinions and evaluations. Nothing is for sure. Patterns have a rate of success. All right. So you can't rely on anything really. Your conviction, your idea, the moment in time that you are in, politically, economically, is very important. All right. We just got out the quantitative tightening. Last year was crazy. We had a couple of rate cuts last year. We went through the tariffs drama. We went through everything drama last year, and yet Bitcoin managed to go to the highest, right? To the highest price of all time. So now it seems that everything is positive. It seems, but who knows? We are really subjected to things every day. So, but if you look at if we go back and look at the monthly, weekly chart, for sure, Bitcoin is it seems a good moment to either long or stack some Bitcoins. Okay. Because like I said before, when they're below, they are support, and the bigger is the moving average, the bigger the support is. So the 100 moving average on the weekly time frame is a big support. We're bouncing off of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. 9 weeks, right, to bounce off of the 100 moving average. Okay, so this is positive because look at where the 200 is. The 200 is a big fall, so we don't even want to entertain that conversation for now. So as long as we stay above this 100, and yeah, either price is a sideways, price action, or obviously going up, we can stay cool. You see, we're still on the very oversold. We're just going out at the bottom here, you see. So there is a massive room for Bitcoin to grow. Honestly, look what it does on the weekly time frame when it goes from oversold to overbought. We start off at 74,000. We go to 100, nearly 110. And here in September 2024, a long time ago now, we went from 52,000 roughly, okay, to 100. Here you doubled the price, almost doubled. That was a massive, massive move. So if we repeat that, we're on to some gains. We look very decent. So I'll have a little drink of water, a little glass of water, and I'll be right back. Here I am, I'm back. So, can you hear the music? All right. So yeah, let's just wait and see. Let's just chill out. So my plan for the weekends are, look at this beautiful 1 minute right here. Above the 200, above all of them, crossing. So let's wait and see what it does. Obviously, in Europe, it's a Friday night. So it's going to be obviously low volume. So, but still, for a Friday night, let's see what can happen. However, I do believe, I mean, for instance, this looks beautiful. Last, in my first live or either the second, I can't remember, we were here. No, he was here. It was Tuesday. Look, I do the live every Tuesday and every Friday at 9 p.m. Punctual, bruh. Punctual. Okay? And I was here. We were here with the 21 being very far. Right? And I said, yo, this can be sustainable. It's too much. We were overbought badly or goodly, if I can say. And I said, look, it's not even a chance. It's a fact. This thing repeats itself. So in the prior case, you can see, okay, that Bitcoin lost the 21, then lost the 50, then we bounced off the 100. This is what we have to hope for again, that it happen again. That would mean in higher low. That is what we need. Which, by the way, it looks like we're forming it now, but I do believe one thing I learned about Bitcoin is that when it can go down, it will go down. All right. So here is that there are a couple of mixed feelings, a lot of things to take into consideration here. First of all, it's a Friday evening. All right, Saturday and Sunday and Mondays. Okay, we are oversold on the 4-hour. There is a bit of a gap. Okay, in between the lines, in between the moving averages. You see what it does when they are tight, and you see what it does when they get spread. Okay, so this is what's gonna happen now, very likely. Nobody knows. So it might go sideways Saturday and Sunday because simply there's not going to be action. Okay, stock market is closed. Monday morning Europe, we may still witness sideways price action. And Monday, what I notice is, because I stare at the chart most of the time, I have it on all day. I keep an eye on the chart all day because that's how you learn this thing. I don't read books, but I listen to audiobooks, and all the best traders of all time, they all suggest the same things, that you have to watch and stare the charts and understand what happened, understand that it's not certain. Nothing is certain. Okay, the fact that something always happened does not mean that it's going to happen again. Circumstances change all the time. So so that's what I do. I just I'm a math guy. All right, I like math in general. So I like this thing. I find it quite enjoyable. I like to watch the 1 minute chart, the 15-minute chart, sometimes the 4 hours chart. I just put it on in the background. Usually I have two screens on, where I have a low time frame and a high time frame. But in the meantime, Bitcoin is pumping. You see, is pumping. But what usually happen is that this thing goes sideways. The sentiment is positive, so throughout the weekend goes up because there are guys like us that, you know, put on entries during the weekend, and then this thing early afternoon European time might dump, and we may revisit today's low on Friday. So the rule is, I don't remember what traders I heard it from, but that if they Friday, this is nice, this is actually a nice one, if the Friday high doesn't go above obviously the Thursday high, on Monday we're gonna revisit the Friday low, right? That's how it should be. Okay, but we will have to wait and see. But I think we'll have, look at this, this is the 1 day 21. Let's check the, because that's no secret. Okay, I was gonna say the secret is, that's no secret. You're gonna stare at the chart and you're gonna find things that I don't, that make sense for you, that somehow you make it predictable. You know, they behave in a way that you can predict, and you will take advantage of that. But that is, you know, different traders, different strategy and tactics, because we all see different things in the chart. Again, we all see the same patterns, but the interpretation can be different. However, so stare at the chart, learn this the hard way, the only way. So this is good because if we continue like this in a sideways, okay, we're gonna have the 100 crossing the 200, because when an asset goes up in a steady way for some time, usually you have the 200 below, then above you have the 100, then above you have the 50, and then above the 21. And if you were to have the 10 moving average, the 30 moving average, and all that, they would all be in lines, right? In an order, okay? Here you see it's still a little bit messy. It still have, because 8 hour is it needs time for the moving average to fall in place. Okay, why are these so important? Is because vast majority of people use bots, and bots work with this, with what I'm just talking about, with moving averages. It's not a coincidence. Do you think for this to happen, for us to be rejected here, it was people behind the computer pressing a button saying let's sell? No, there are bots that do this, okay? And they are very, very good. The bots, they are expensive, but they are very, very good. There's good return with them, and they are extremely good. I mean, you can get 90% rate of success with a bot. People say 100%. I don't think there's anything 100%. I think they can make a mistake, but they are really, really good and accurate. So yeah, so let's see. The goal is that we go sideways, we bounce between the 100 and the 21 and the 50. We bounce, up and down. These things get tight, we push up, and then the sky is the limit. This will be the thing, you know, I believe. So positive. Bitcoin. This 1 hour looks aggressive, bro. But I don't trust it on a Friday. I don't trust it at all. And then Tuesday evening I will have the next live, and we will see if the prediction, which is not a prediction at all, nobody can predict anything, but the fact that if the Friday high doesn't go above the Thursday high, Monday you will revisit the Friday low. So Monday, I don't know if I phrase it correctly though, but whatever. So let me actually put this line out so we will remember. I will never remember this. I will never. However, for now, we're looking to stay in this range. That's what we need. Okay, it would be naive to expect. It would be awesome. But it could be disappointing if you put too much hope into it. But I think, yeah, it would be naive to expect. I think we need an higher low for it to be sustainable, because the higher low indicates that people are getting paid, right? This is really and truly what it is. And the reason why this thing exists is for people to get paid. I watched this chart all day. I like it. I find it interesting. I love to talk about it, but I am in for the money, right? For getting paid. So an highest low would indicate people getting paid on the short term, and that's what you want. You want people getting paid. Otherwise, that thing is going to accumulate and accumulate and accumulate. And when people get paid, it's going to be dramatic. It's going to be a terrible fall. And there's a beautiful say: the bull climb up the stairs, the bear jump out the window. You know, that's a good one though. And it's absolutely true. It takes a second for a red candle just to destroy something that you built in weeks. You know what I'm saying? But for now, we are enjoying this couple of weeks of success. You know, we had an $82,000. All right, guys. I bought. My last thing was this, and I'll be completely honest. I have position in some altcoins, and I have a position in Bitcoin, right? I sold the top, not the top, but I sold at 118, right? I bought it at, I think it was 97, 96. So for me, it was a good profit. I sold it, I waited, and then I bought it back at 82.4. And this was the week when I lost my connection. Am I back? I do think I'm back. Right. Anyway, what I was saying is this. I bought it at extreme fear 10. I said to myself, it is a gamble, because it's always a gamble, right? But if there's any chance that if there is an indication to be able to tell somehow that we are very close to the low, right, is through the fear and greed index, for sure. Okay, 10 was let's see if I can See if I can pull up a chart. There should be a chart. Here we go. I mean, check this out. We were here at the very bottom. So I said, how lower than that can we go with the fear? Do you know what I'm saying? I was like, how low can we go? So I said, you know what? I think this could be my entry. Do you know, I took the chance, and now I'm still on. Not leverage though. I don't play with leverage yet because I don't think I'm ready. I don't think I'm ready for the intensity of leverage trading. You know, you can lose everything very quickly. Commissions are horrible. I mean, there's a beautiful book that let's see if I can. No, I don't wanna, because I don't know if then YouTube flag me or something. However, the thing with leverage trading is this, that obviously the higher the leverage you play with, the higher the commission will be. All right. So let's say you want to play leverage with 1,000, right? You do a 10x leverage, right? So a 1% movement of Bitcoin becomes 10%, right? That's very understandable. 10x leverage, Bitcoin moves 1%, you make 10%. You put 1,000, you make $100. Easy work. But the thing is this: when you put your 1,000, right, what you will see would not be 1,000, but will be 992, because there's going to be commission, right? So you don't start off with your 1,000, you start with less. Okay, if you lose 10%, because there's a commission in the entry and in the exit, so as soon as you start the trade, I'm guessing the numbers now, I can't think them out of my head like that, but to give you the idea, so when you place the entry, there is a commission deducted immediately. So 1,000 becomes 992. All right. If you lose 10%, that's €100, but there's going to be a commission on top of it as well. So you're going to lose your 100, all of it, if you get liquidated. All right. Plus other commission, 7-8 euros, based on, is a percentage of how much, all right, of how much you play with. So if it's 10 grand, you do the math. However, what I'm trying to say is that when you lose with leverage 10%, you lose probably 18-20% if you add the commission. Okay, so you lose almost double than what you actually lose in the trade. On the other side, if you make that famous 10%, you have to deduct from it the commission in the entry and the commission in the exit. So that 10% is not really a 10%, it's going to be probably a 3-4%, right? So you have to take this in consideration, that with future trading, if you want to set disconnected, I hope I'm still on, bro, really do. You have to calculate much higher your target price for you to hit the ideal target for you. So if you want a 10% profit, you have to consider the commission in, the commission out. So you probably have to target 18% if you want to have a net 10% profit. And the other side, if you don't want to lose more than your 10%, you probably will have to set your stop loss at 5-4%, because with the additions of the commissions, you're going to end up losing 10% in total. So it's a very rough territory, okay? Very rough. If you play with high leverage, forget it, okay? It's very risky. It's too close to gambling for my taste, for my personal taste. So I prefer spot trading, because Bitcoin can go to 30,000 tomorrow. I hope it doesn't. But if it does, I still have my Bitcoin. Whatever their value is, with the future, that they are taken away from you. You get liquidated. You get left with absolute nothing, in a very, very brutal fashion as well. So because of that reason, spot, I believe, is still gambling. But no, look, check this out. Let me drop this on you. It's always going to be a gamble, though. You have a passion for clothes, right? You are kind of a designer, right? You're very good at what you do as well, okay? You decided to go to a city center and open up a shop. Before you open the door to that shop to actually be open to business, you're probably down 20 grand, easy, okay? Between rent, between works, right? Painting jobs, electricity, the internet, the furnitures. You want to make it look good, right? You get the product in. You do this. You pay. You at least, if you do not even a great job. If you do a great job, you have to go above that 20 grand. But if you do a decent job, you are down 20,000 and you are yet to open the shop. So how is that not a massive gamble? That is a huge gamble. That is a gamble, like putting money in an asset. Same thing. So anything you do will be a gamble. Anything, really. You go to school, you decide to study for whatever and then start. That's a gamble, though. You're gambling your life. You putting all your chips on one thing and you go and you're trying to, it's still a gamble. You can't avoid gambling in life, I believe. You just have to choose. Obviously, you don't have to. I'm just saying, I don't advise anybody to do anything. If I had somebody that could advise me, it would be awesome. But what I believe, what makes sense to me is everything is a gamble, right? But I can pick the gamble with the highest rate of success. The same way as trading. That's why I love trading, because trading reflects human behavior. All right? The fear, the greed, the FOMO. You know, it's an absolute transparent reflection of human behavior. When you look at a chart, you're looking at human behavior in its most primitive fashion. I don't know if that even makes sense, but I hope it does. It sounds super cool. However, Bitcoin is pushing, bro. You know, look, however, I don't trust it, all right? I just don't trust it. But it's nice to see a little pump. You know, when you don't trust it, you don't get disappointed. Do you know what I'm saying? One thing I learned with this thing, and I'm not going to be here telling you I've been here 10 years. I haven't been 10 years looking at charts. There are people out there that are, and they are amazing. But I've been staring at charts for a little bit over a year. Every day. And you learn how to not get disappointed. That's the first thing that you learn. The more you stare at the chart, the more you learn at not getting disappointed when the price doesn't go your way. Because you're used to it. You see it every day. You will realize that it's part of the game and it is inevitable, and you live with it. And actually you can learn how to take advantage. You know? At the very beginning, I used to get very affectionate with an idea. You know? I thought Bitcoin was going to go to a certain price, and didn't matter what it would do. Didn't matter what Bitcoin would do. My conviction made me believe that it was going to do what I wanted to do, but it didn't. And I would get hugely disappointed when I realized this thing is never going to do what I want it to do. I have to change my approach to it. It's me that I have to react to what it does constantly. Don't get affectionate. Don't fall in love with an idea. Like now, fall in love with the idea that Bitcoin is going to hit the highest high. I like the idea. I entertain it. I want it. But I'm not in love with it. Right? This thing can still go down on us. Right? And the sun will still be out. So it's not that big of a deal. If, like I said, if you good with the risk management, okay, you'll be all right. Do you know what I'm saying? This is a marathon. It's not a sprint, you know. This is a long-term thing. Although this thing is very volatile on the short term, this is a long time thing. Patience, bro. You know, the hardest thing for a trader is not doing anything right. It's very hard. But, you know, I watched all the Alien saga last week. All of it. The whole thing. They all flip on Disney Plus. Awesome Disney Plus, by the way. Disney Plus is the best. By far. I fancy Prime Video as well. I fancy that one too. It's nice. They're alright. Thing with Prime is that I'm in Italy and a lot of movies are only in Italian, and I can't watch movies in Italian. I want to hear. I got used to the original voices of the actors. I can't watch movies in Italian no more. Unless they're Italians, bro. If they are Italians, for sure I can. But if they are not Italians, I can't do it, bro. They're awkward. They don't sound good. They don't sound good, you know. But on Disney Plus, everything is in English or in whatever language you want. And you got the whole thing of everything. I'm a massive fan of Aliens. So last week I started from Alien 1, 1978, I guess, I believe. Let me see. So let's go. 1979, bro. 1979. A tremendous movie, though. Tremendous movie. Beautiful movie. They can't do movies like that no more. But bro, I was seeing what we're seeing. Is that right? Bitcoin is pumping. Is that right? This is looking sexy, bro. This is looking sexy. I mean, this is a pump. It can go down now, but for now, this is a pump. This is a thick 4-hour candle. How long do we have left? Oh, we still got 3 hours to go. Let's have a look at the 2 hours. This is brilliant though. It's brilliant. But we just closed a 1 hour candle, I believe, yeah. I mean, it's the same story all the time. All the time. What we need now is either it keeps pumping or it goes sideways. This 21 touches this 50. They are like TNT. Okay. The price continues sideways. The 50 becomes support. The 21 is already support. With us having the 100 below us and the 200 below us, that could potentially be the start of a pump. But, one more time, if it was Tuesday morning, right, it would have been completely different. It's a European Friday night. I'm not too sure about how sustainable this thing can be. But again, it's very nice to see. It's very nice to see. And it could also be that 94,000 you see, all this was resistance. It was resistance. It was resistance. But now that we are above it, this line is a support, and is a strong one on the short term. You know? So the fact that we bounced off the 94 just now could also mean that bots are getting in at 94,000. Bots don't know Saturday and Sunday. Bots don't understand Saturday and Sunday. All right? Bots just do the math and they are right. They understand volumes, they understand oversold, overbought, they understand everything. And they compute it in a much faster way than us. So this could be a sign that a 94, around this 94,500 is our new support. And Monday, we go revisit it again. We mess with it a little bit, and we start from there next week. Right? Will be awesome. That would be great. But you see all these long wicks, so on the weekly. These are Saturdays and Sunday, guys, these weeks, yeah? These long lines here. This is the price point that goes down during the weekend or towards the end of the week. Because the price goes up. And then when it comes back down, it creates this week, right? So these are all weekends. Not necessarily though, because it can go up and go down on a Tuesday. But usually are weekends. Actually, what I said is not accurate, because it can have a massive pump on a Tuesday and go back down, and you have a long week that was created on a Tuesday, not necessarily during the weekend. That was inaccurate from me. But I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. We can go down because wicks are there. So yeah, let's wait and see. Do you know what? Nothing, guys. I just wanted to see the Bitcoin dominance chart. Sorry, sometimes I just get lost in my thoughts, and I'm not really used to do this this live thing. Although I find it enjoyable as of now. So yeah, you see, this is really the difficult part of trading, right? The truth of the matter is this, perhaps, that I know of, is 90% of long-term trades are successful. Okay, 90% long means years. Okay, because there's inflation, things cost more naturally. In time, things cost more naturally. Okay, so that's one. Short-term trading, 10% rate of success. 90% of people lose their money on short-term trading. But if you do long-term trading, what it means is even month, like swing trading. Yeah, you can hold the trade for months. But if you were to open up a spot position in Bitcoin now, right, then you will have to have the balls to not do anything for 2 months, right? And that is extremely difficult, because especially if you look at the chart, if you look at the chart continuously, because the chart will want you to do something, will push you to do something with crazy daily behaviors. So yeah, not doing anything is the hardest part of this of trading, for sure, because you have the feeling that you're not doing anything, but in reality your money are working for you. Yeah, thinking about the shop is about, like, you open and you start making some money, for example. You know, so yeah, patience is king. Anyway, we are a bit over an hour, and I don't think I have anything to add apart from the fact that we will have to keep an eye on this. Don't dump on me just now as I'm saying bye. Keeping it high. Then when I'm gone, you do whatever. Yeah, I wish everyone a good weekend. I hope you watch tomorrow. Tomorrow there's Manchester United, Manchester City. If there's any Premier League fans, that is a game that I'll try to follow. And I wish everyone a good weekend. My name is Vincenzo Persone. I'm your cousin Vincenzo. And I see you next Tuesday, 9 p.m., 8 p.m. UK time, 9 p.m. Italian time, or